So to start with, I would be starting how you can interact with me, and already I hope many people are aware. Uh, the thing which I expect from you is from the training you will learn it and then do the practice. When you do the practice, you will get the experience of it. So to have an experience, you need to practice. Before practice, you have to learn it. So this is the process which I believe, and I hope you will be doing a lot of practice and you will get the better experience from this training. Going back, yep, I would like to make sure it should be much interactive rather than I I don't believe more on giving a lot of information to you. Uh, Mostly, I should give the information which is required for a beginner to enter into the intermediate stage, and from the intermediate to expertise, the way that you work harder, you will get into the expertise stage. So I want to make it much more interactive. I would like to understand you much more. So in that context, so this is a questions pane which is available on top right side of your screen. I hope already people has used these yesterday. So you can use questions pane or you can raise your hand, and so that I can unmute you because by default everybody are muted. Going back to the contacting us to the SMAX technologies, you might have received mail from contact us. You can reply it. I would say most of the time you try to WhatsApp to this number if I am not able to pick call. So you can call to 9100084688. Yeah, trainer's profile coming to today's session is of mine, and my name is Devender Nayak, and I have 14 years now. It has become 15 years of IT experience, where I worked for IBM, Fujitsu, Capgemini. Now I should say SMAX Technologies, because with reference to the SMAX Technologies, I'm developing few web applications using the UI5, which I will be sharing with you in the next slide. Coming to the technology, yeah, huge, my dear. I'm a bit lucky to work on various technologies like UI5, CRM Web UI, Internet Sales Application, Enterprise Portal, Web Intro, Java, then ABAP, BSP applications, and I started my career as a Java developer. Coming back, yeah, currently I'm starting 35th batch, already started the morning batch. So completed 34 batches online and 14 batches online on the CRM, so that almost all I have completed half century, including the corporate trainings. So you could expect a better uh, you know aligned course content from me, because almost all 34 plus 7, these 7 corporate trainings are on the UI5 only, so it is more than uh, 41, right? And then 3 classroom trainings where I felt not the best at, but I'm pretty confident that I'm one of the best trainer for the SAP UI5 Fiori OData and Gateway. Coming to my UI5 achievements, apart from the corporate project works, so this is the personal work which I will be doing. Privacy.org, I'm doing for private organization. It is at the test stage, and the website that you are viewing is built by me using the UI5. And one more one is bookmycrick.com, out of my passionate towards the cricket. So I have built my application. So what I would say, by learning the UI5 theory, not only you can make your career better, but if you are passionate on something, it could be a news, it could be a politics, it could be the movies, whatever. So why don't you create your own website, and it could be a good service to the people. That's how the people earn money. So yeah, these are my achievements. Just want to convey that I'm a passionate UI5 developer. Overall, I'm passionate programmer on you know on the base. Now I'm using UI5, Node, MongoDB, because I cannot use SAP as a backend for these projects. So I have used other technologies as a backend. Right. So aim of this course to have a better prospect, because for an ABAPer, getting into the UI5 Fiori will give the better career prospect. Yeah, of course, we are working for 8 hours. Maybe these days it is going for the 10 12 hours. Is my voice is low? Yeah, yeah. Vinayaka says it's a good one for our hobbies to implement. Yeah, it gives a lot of passion. When your hobbies and your technical skills and your career skills are combined and you are working on. See, I will see. I mean, let me take 1 minute. Uh, when you are working for a company, there could be two cases. One is for the money, obviously. Two is with the passion. If that is a passion, don't look at the money unless until it suffices your requirement. If it is not out of the passion, it is for the money, then you have to look for that particular 8 hours, how much of money you are getting, whether that can be improvised. And yeah, to convey that, being a normal ABAPer, if you have UI5 Fiori as in your shoes, maybe you will get a good appreciation, or you can switch the company and you can get a good hike. Of course, it depends on how skillful you are. Who can take up this training? Yeah. Simply, this course is portrayed completely for an ABAPer. Whatever the examples which I take, considering the prospects, the way that I have portrayed the training is totally for an ABAPer. If you are an ABAPer and you don't know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, don't worry, I would be taking care of it. Just what you need to do is you need to follow me. Right. So there will be various questions that you might be having, before you want to take up the SAP UI5 training, or you want to develop, SAP UI5 applications, but you might be feeling, hey, what should I know? You should know how to develop the front end, as Ganapati yesterday, suggested, and the backend development, which is a OData and gateway, and finally, SAP Fiori is a single point of entry to all your applications. And yeah, anyhow, we are going to discuss about the Fiori as well. These are now I have trifurcated it. The total development process I have divided into the three ways. One is front end development, back end development. Once the application is done, how you are going to integrate it to the SAP Fiori. Going back to the front end development, we call it as developing web user interface, or the front end development. For that, we need to know HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, JSON and XML, and finally, you need to understand SAP UI5 framework, OData and entity data model, and to develop application on Eclipse tool or WebID. These are the tools to develop it, my dear. And the whole part will be taken care by me. You need not to know any one of them. If you don't know anything, that is fine for me. So I would be taking care of the front end, as you never ever touched any one of these. Now, coming to the back end development, so basic ABAP is required. With that, I mean, if you're not experienced ABAPer, you might be an enterprise portal developer who has 10 years, 15 years of experience. In that case, at least you need to know the basic ABAP, how to create a function module and BAPI. Whatever the required subject to create a function module, BAPI could suffice. Later you can explore it. Additionally, it is an add-on if you know ABAP OOPS, but once you take the course, ABAP OOPS sessions are available as part of the e-learning. Means I will not be teaching this within the live, but they are available. The recorded sessions are available in the website. You can go and you can visit it. Yeah, for the backend developer, again, he need to know the OData as well, because he will be talking to the OData, entity data model, and the development tool for OData service, which we call it as SAP NetWeaver Gateway Builder. Now it is called as SAP Gateway Builder. So just, they have removed these names, but don't worry. When you see SAP NetWeaver Gateway Builder, or if you see SAP Gateway Builder, they are referring to the same. Front-end development, back-end development. Now coming to the Fiori. I would say Fiori is a combination of functional, means the business analyst, who knows the business well, and the basis, who set up our landscape, who activates, who provides the role for us, and the technical developer who develops that core application. So the combination of this will suffice to become a final product, which we call it as the SAP Fiori product. Yep. Any questions still here? Yeah. I'm going to jump into the topics which we are going to cover today. Before that, let me take up the questions if you have any. Yeah. Bhanu, Sohel, Naresh, Vinayaka. Naresh, thank you very much. I was not able to connect with you. So thank you very much for joining. So any questions for me? Vinayaka asks, we shall be working on all of them. See, dear, in a real time, what's happening as of now, the basis job, a little bit of basis job and functional job is expected from the technical developer. So we would be covering the basis jobs and the functional job. If the basis is dump or mump, then at least we can assist him to get the project done. So he'll ask, will you provide the video of this session? Of this session, I can send it to you, my dear, but all other sessions, regular sessions, will be uploaded to the website and on a day-by-day basis, and you can view them for the next 6 months. Yeah. Naresh asks, we need to learn the UI5 and Fiori? Yes, dear. Strictly speaking, only UI5 is enough, but you cannot expect a functional basis guy to do those simple jobs still in many of the companies. So we have to do a little bit of basis and functional job as well. Yeah, Naresh, does that answers? Strictly speaking, no, but still, I can connect with most of my students. Still, they are doing little bit of basis assistance and they are doing the functional job. I keep on telling them that, hey dear, throw it to the functional guy. But still, when they jump into the new company, ultimately, they want to prove much more. They will be a bit more proactive. So yeah, again, it depends on the person to person, how he want to showcase himself to the company. Yeah, makes sense, right? Yeah, yeah. So Sohel, with relevant to the SAP Fiori and UI5, I would be teaching functional, basis, and technical. Anyhow, technical we should cover, and basis, what the basis activities we will be doing for the first time activity, and whenever there is a standard application, what jobs he needs to perform, we will be discussing about that. And finally, adding our application to the Fiori Launchpad and which application has to be extended, that is the job of a functional consultant, but still we will be discussing as part of our course. Yeah, I hope I have answered all of your queries. Let us move further. So quickly, we will see a journey of SAP's user interface. Uh, I used to discuss a lot about it, but later I felt, the course is about the UI5 and Fiori. So I have summarized in very short way. Uh, and I don't think, that detailed way about the landscape from the day one to till. It is more of the basis point of view. So I have summarized in a short, and then ultimately we will have lot of questions on the SAP Fiori. What is SAP Fiori? If this is a SAP Fiori, then what is SAP UI5? Right? And obviously we have discussed about the OData and NetWeaver gateway. Just I will be connecting the UI5 with OData and gateway, and if time permits we will do one small demonstration where you can visualize one end-to-end program, and that's how we will be proceeding. So to start with, yeah, so 1970s they have came up with the SAP GUI. See, my dear, when you develop your own application, when you want to develop one end-to-end process, a standalone process, you will really appreciate SAP GUI, because in 1970s there is no browser, nothing. You have to showcase something which acts as a client. So my one of the favorite, why I like you know the the inventors of SAP, the reason they have created a ABAP program, which is a client as well as the server side program. So that's how they have started with the SAP GUI. But by 1990s the browser has evolved. A lot of people has liked the browser, they want to use the browser and so on. So SAP slowly started thinking of converting, accessing the SAP transactions on the browser using internet transaction services in 1990s, but not a big cracker. So they went to the BSPs and WebDynPro. WebDynPro, as yeah, I hope everybody are aware of. It is a cracker. It is a cracker in the market. WebDynPro won many projects over the BSPs, because I was into the client discussion. Client used to ask me, because most of the things I have worked on the user interfaces of SAP. He used to ask, "Hey, Devender, whether we have to go with the BSP or WebDynPro?" I said, after investigation, I said, if you want a beautification, then go with the BSP. If you want to develop a application rapidly, fastly, uh, with what SAP has given, you have to use the same. Means SAP has given a table design in a particular way, you have to use the same. In that case, you have to go with the WebDynPro. So a bit compromise on a beautification of the screens. So that's how, I mean, they have their own advantages, disadvantages, one over the other. I have prepared a PPT and I used to showcase them. But cleverly, SAP has came up with BSP plus WebDynPro, which we call it as SAP WUI, Web UI, or SAP CRM Web UI. It is popular as SAP CRM Web UI. So it is a BSP plus WebDynPro. It has taken the advantages from these technologies and it has came up with its own framework. But still, that got a lot of popularity. If I don't know how many people were working in between 2008, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's a cracker. Even 12 is a big cracker for the SAP CRM. Slowly it went down in the 2013 because of the Salesforce. So yeah, and later 2010 smartphone era, I would say. Then SAP Fiori has came into the picture, where It has given a new UI experience for the SAP. Alright, so obviously now the question comes, SAP Fiori, what is that? So, yeah, my dear, I would like to know from you, as of now, SAP Fiori is not new now. It was new in 2013, not now. So what is SAP Fiori in your perspective? Banu, Soil, Naresh, Vinayak, somebody missed it. User interface advanced. Okay. Naresh says it is a user interface. Wonderful. Yeah, my dear friends, see, let me put these questions before you, because these were the questions I used to have. Uh, because since I was a programmer for more than a decade, when I have completed one end-to-end project of SAP Fiori, still I was not able to define what is SAP Fiori all about. Right. So for me, finally, whatever the client requires, I have to enable it and I have to give it whatever the way that he requires. Once that is done, I am done. So whether it is a technology, whether it is what it is, platform, I don't care. But when you are giving the training, ultimately you need to know it. So that's the reason. So there was a question: is it a technology, or is it a platform, or is it a user interface? So finally, everybody said, even SAP said, it is a user interface. Then, yeah, I got confused. What do we mean by the user interface? When it is a user interface, why we need to, you know, uh, we call it as the programming which we are doing. It is called as a UI5. Then when is a Fiori all about? So people said, SAP said it's about SAP Fiori is about UX, user experience. In this case, customer experience. So let me share a small story of SAP. What the approach that they have started around 2007, my dear. They started getting into the development of Fiori into. No, I don't know. Somebody is trying to. Excuse me. Let me. Give me a minute. Let me mute my phone. Yeah. So let us go back to the 2007. SAP thought, let me have a new UI, new user interface. And what they have taken few use cases, means a scenario like searching purchase order is a scenario, and they started designing on the paper, maybe on a paper, maybe on a PPT, maybe on a MS Paint. There are so many visual tools are there. They have taken and they have designed it, my dear friends, not developed it, designed it. I hope everybody are clear when I say designed it. Designed, and they went to the customer, hey, how this looks like, whether it is going to help you, these kind of designs, this kind of UI, this kind of user interface, this kind of application, whether it is going to useful for you or not. Yeah, obviously customer would have came up with few changes, and then SAP has accommodated those changes, and we call that as Fiori, my dear. The end designed, not application. Yeah, end designed UI. We call it as SAP Fiori. But how many applications we have to develop in that case? How many transactions we have in SAP? Many, many. So SAP thought of let us build the most required application. They have started with 25, then 200, 300, 400. Now there are more than 10,000 applications that we have. Yeah, anyhow, we will get into that story. But if we have to develop 10,000 applications, how many developers, designers, I am sorry, not developers, there is no scope of developer here, designers we need? Maybe 500, maybe 1,000 members. In case of 1,000 members, if I ask 1,000 members to develop the use cases, I mean design the use cases or scenarios, ultimately, everybody will design in their own ways. So what SAP has done, SAP has came up with the design principles, so that every designer will be on a same page. I hope everybody are following me. If not, let me know. Banu, Soil, Naresh, Vinayaka. So if I ask you to create, SMAX Technologies website, everybody will, design in your own ways, but not like that. So I should make sure, everybody are on the same page. Everybody will think in a same process, right? I should make sure so that, you will develop a very similar application. Make sense? Yeah, waiting for your response, dear. Banu, Soil, Naresh. Yeah, thank you. Let us discuss about these principles quickly, one by one. The first principle is rule based, means when you are designing, when you are designing as application, it should be specific to the user. So I have developed few applications of WebDin Pro. The same application will be accessed by the manager and the salesperson. I used to, hide few input fields for the manager, and I used to hide some other content to the salesperson. Now, there is no problem with the memory. There is no problem with the speed of the application. So try to develop an individual application for the individual role. Rule number one, because designer should know that for whom you are designing this application, to whom you are designing this, who is the end user of this particular application. So keep that in your mind and don't try to bring multiple people inside for that particular design. The one. Second one is, now, when you are developing, let me know how it looks like on a desktop. The application, how it looks like on a desktop, tablet, and the mobile application. You give me the design of these three as well. How it looks like on a desktop, how it should look like on a tablet, how it should look like on the mobile. Design it and give it to me. The third one, yeah, keep it simple, my dear. Keep it simple. Don't try to make it like a SAP GUI. In SAP GUI, there are n number of screens are there where lot of content are not relevant to the end user. There are 20 tabs are available, but those 20 tabs are not useful for that particular user. So when you are developing, when you are designing, sorry, not developing, when you are designing, make sure what is required to the user at that point of time. Based on that, you design your application. So designing. And then the coherent, possibly this is one area where students get confused. So when you are developing, if I give 10 applications to Bhanu, 10 applications to the Sohel, 10 to the Naresh, 10 to the Vinayaka, 10 different scenarios. So when I combine them as a 40 application, can I sell as a single product? Yes, I can. But when they should look like the same. Yeah, I'm sorry. look like the same means you can see here, the color of these text, most of the colors of this text, the texture, and the template are the same. So when you are designing it, you should have same design footprint and should look like the same look and feel whichever the application that you are looking, so that the end user feels much comfortable about it. See, if for example, if the end user has worked on approved purchase order application, he can easily work on the opportunities application and the my contacts application. So it makes it much visible to everyone. Yeah. Yeah, finally delightful. So now the end user, should feel delightful, and he should spend a bit more time on that particular application. So when the end user, enjoys looking at the application, ultimately he gets much more information about that particular user interface, and the time required to train the user gets minimized. And that is what the biggest problem for any organization if they change the website, right? So it should be much simplified, it should be delightful, and end user should feel like it is built for you only. And yeah, consolidating all, keep simple things simple. And even, my motivation is the same. So the training should be much simple, informative at the same time. So, right? So these are the design principles. Based on these, the Fiori, this is what the Fiori is all about. Means Fiori is all about how you design your application. Any questions now? Bhanu? Yeah, thank you, Mohan. Thanks for joining. Sohel, Naresh, Vinayaka. Yeah, now next I am coming to the point of UI5 here. As of now, we have discussed about the Fiori only. We have not discussed anything about the UI5. That is where I am coming. Yeah, Vinayaka is in, seems. Yeah, that's the reason. Now my next is where the UI5 fits into. See, as of now, we have discussed about designing an application. The designing can be done on the paper, but how to build that application? You have to build using SAP UI5. Does that make sense, Vinayaka? So confused, right? Bit confused. Let me give you one ABAP example. What is 21 yen? ME 21 yen. It's a module pool program. When you say module pool program, isn't it a ABAP program? So module pool is a template, is a style, is a design, and the underneath program is ABAP. So there are, now we might be having a question that already we have BSP, already we have WebDin Pro, already we have SAP WUI. Why we are going with the SAP UI5? What the SAP UI5 technology is all about? Why we have to go with the UI5, and where can be used? What is the limitation of it? To start with, what? Simply, it is HTML5 plus JavaScript. Don't worry about the JavaScript, my dear. So if you understand HTML well, the design of the UI5 is done, my dear friends. And to process it, to make it much more dynamic, we use the JavaScript. Of course, we should focus a bit more on the JavaScript, but don't worry, I'm pretty confident that I can make sure you you uh, you will be a good UI5 developer. But overall, SAP UI5 is a combination of HTML5 plus JavaScript. Why? Because the underneath technologies HTML5 and JavaScript is open source. When it is a open source, so how come it will be an advantage, my dear? When it is an open source, how come it is an advantage? Banu, Mohan, Naresh, no cost. Uh, yeah, waiting for your response. Yeah, dear says no license cost, develop anyone can design. When it is open source, then lot of many mind works on it. That is the best, my dear. When it is open source, so many people are working on it, so that you will get lot of help. And the rapid there you can expect lot of expansions, a lot of new versions in that. So the advantage of mainly open source, the underneath technologies are open source, so that is what the advantage I would be taking, my dear. JavaScript, you you google it, you will find almost all the solutions of the JavaScript in the internet, at most and the most. So I haven't seen anything which is out of the box of the internet. Yeah, so that is what we will get. Now the second one, cross browser compatible, means being an enterprise portal developer, being a WebDinpro developer, BSP developer, CRM developer, technical, I mean, so technical consultant. Now I have seen n number of tickets where the client says it is working fine on an Internet Explorer but not on a Google Chrome. It is working fine on a Internet Explorer but not on a Google Chrome. But with the UI5 you will not have that issue. The application runs as same as on a Google Chrome, Mozilla, and the Internet Explorer will be the same. 90 percentage, not 100 percentage assured, excuse me. Responsive application can be built, as just before we have seen. Yeah, how exactly that is what we will be learning in our case, my dear. So yeah, that is what we would be learning in our regular sessions. So how the coding is processed in a such a way that it is cross browser compatible. Yeah, right. Now responsive applications can be built, means you can build one application and you run it on a mobile, it looks differently. You run it on somewhere, it looks differently. Let me show you one small example of a UI5, how it behaves, means the capability of it. It's my bookmycrick.com. Yeah. You see how this looks on the same application on the browser. Now I'm showing you in a mobile perspective, so I can click on it. You can see. So the adaptability towards the screen, you can see, right? If I click on it, yeah, now it is getting adapted. Yeah, yeah. The screen size, even the background color. So what I said, for the mobile, don't give the background image. Yeah, the same application. Yeah, that's how. That is the capability, my dear. How exactly that is, again, for that we need to know, we need to work on it, and that is what we will be doing. One more, you know the highlight of SAP UI5 is it can be an offline application as well as online. And we are already aware of online. Offline means, I will tell you one of the scenario which is used by one of the student. In a coal mine projects, so they will go the underground, and they have to take a snapshot, and that snapshot should be uploaded to the server via UI5. I think it's a story of the early month of 2014. In 2014, early stages, not 14, I'm sorry, 2013, 14, yeah, 2015. So 2015, at least SAP UI5 doesn't support it offline. Later, it has supported offline. You know, anyhow, my student has implemented it. It is working fine. So it works without the internet, and once we got the internet, it gets synchronized the way that we post it on the WhatsApp. If you are not on the internet, still it is on. When it connects to the internet, it gets synchronized. That's how it is. And one of the best advantage over many frameworks is predefined controls. When I say predefined controls, a table is available predefinedly. A table is available, a page is available, a form is available, a footer is available. Just we need to know how to use them. There are n number of templates are available, elements are available. We need to learn how to use them, and this is the reason we have to use SAP UI5. Where to use it? Mainly it is for the enterprise applications, when the business is involved inside it. Yeah, Vinayaka, as I have given offline and online dear, in a coal mine project, so the person goes underground and he has to take a snapshot. When he goes to the underground, there is no internet. He takes the snapshot, he uploads that particular, photo in a UI5 application. When he gets connected to the internet, when he comes out from there, when he connects to the internet, automatically it gets synchronized. That is what the offline based. Online is almost all whatever we see. When we connect with the internet, then only it works, otherwise it won't work. That is what the online application. Yeah. Anything else, Vinayaka? If you have any questions, you can just click on the hand raise icon. I can unmute you and I can take up your question. Yeah, ultimately, everything is not a browser. Everything is not a mobile, right? So when it comes to the applications, application should have a client and the server. Server is a centric point to everyone. Uh, Mohan asks, can UI5 is used to build application as same as developed in .NET C Sharp? Yeah, I think so, my dear. I should say yes. I don't know complete C Sharp, but anything which is possible with the web technology. So .NET is a web technology, right? So which is also possible with the UI5. Yeah. Does that answer your query, Mohan? Or I can unmute you and I can take up your question if I am not clear. I mean, if you are not clear about it. combination of UI5 and SQL Server. They see, SQL Server is a database. UI5 cannot hit the database, but of course we can have a OData service in between that. Yeah, there is a possibilities are there, but I don't take it as a best practices. There's upon the SQL Server. See, UI5 is the client side program. Mohan, UI5 is the client side one. It is not a server side program. When you have a SQL server, upon that you should have the server side application, which is application server. So that is not enough. UI5 plus SQL server is not enough. You should have one application server. Application server, which could be a Java application server or SAP application server or .NET application server. Yeah. Right. So mainly it is for the enterprise based applications. So overall, to consolidate it, the final product will have a URL. You will access that on the browser that hits the server normally, right? And now that Fiori application or UI5 application will get loaded on the browser and it gets started rendering, showing it. But where is the data? So for data, it takes the help of OData. There are some other ways are also there which we will be discussing, but the most popular one is the OData. Yeah, Bhanu asks, using UI5, can we develop a proper website like Flipkart? Yes, dear. That is what I have done. Just before I have shown you Book My Crick. Now, SMAX Technologies. Yeah, you can develop any kind of UI, user interfaces. So, OData, and it has to interact with the SAP to fetch the data. So, OData is not understandable to the ABAP stack. So we have the SAP gateway system, which intermediates between SAP ABAP stack and the OData protocol. Because gateway uses DIAG protocol. If it would have understood HTTP protocol directly, most of the things would have been easier, but it won't understand the HTTP. It understands DIAG protocol, which you can investigate what is DIAG. But yeah, so now here OData is is taken care by the SAP gateway. SAP gateway processes it and will talk to the ABAP stack and will return the data, and again it converts into the HTTP OData protocol and will respond it to the SAP. So this is the whole and soul. That is what which we will be doing finally. Now, already we have discussed about the OData and gateway in the last session. So let me give you the training timings first. It is between 9 to 10, Monday to Friday. Approximately it will take 5 to 6 weeks to complete these sessions. And if you miss any sessions, yeah, as I said, you will get 6 months of recorded session access, and every day we will be uploading the sessions. Means tonight we are having a session here. Tomorrow by 11 o'clock, that session will be available on the portal on the SMAX Technologies. As a study material, you will be getting PPTs, PDFs, and the code snippets. And the best part about this training is assignments. And you can visit www.smaxtraining.com for the queries. And I would say, my dear, please visit my website and go to the course and find the details. And just newly I have added the reviews. You can connect with this person because they are These are the genuine feedbacks, my dear. You connect with these people and you can talk to them. I mean, if he's willing to do it, in that case you can talk to them, and you can get the better feedback about mine, whether whatever they have written is genuine or not. So you can just cross check over with these people. Yeah. Right. So yeah, any questions? And projects, do you assign anything? Dear, I didn't get you. Normally, as part of this training process, I will be giving you the assignments, and they are almost all the same as real-time projects, because I should not give I should not give the same requirement to you. So I will make it bit more generic, bit more in a simple way, but the process should be the same. So those projects I will be giving it to you, and yeah, it's you how you complete those assignments. Uh, Naresh, I think I will be missing your number, dear. You can WhatsApp to this number, dear, to connect with me. 9100084688. Anyhow, I will be just answering to it, and if possible, yeah, yeah. This is a WhatsApp number where you can connect with me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a question time. Let me. I think I have missed few questions from the buddies. Can you give me the real-time scenario I have done? Okay, it's synchronized. Can UI5 is used to build an application? Yeah, I think I have walked through that. Right. If okay, yeah. Vinayaka, I will talk to you one-on-one in that case. I cannot talk, in a group for that. So you can call me tomorrow. We can discuss on it. Don't worry on the. It is not about the commercial. There is something else to it. Yeah. Right. Anything else? Yeah, Naresh. Yeah. Yeah, Naresh. You can call me on that number. Yeah, I can. We can discuss on it. So, oh my God, it is 11:30. Naresh, we do have the e-learning as well, recorded session access. You can go through that, if you can manage it. But 11:30, I don't know how you will be able to focus at that time. Yeah, Banu asked, uh, CRM web UI replaced by the UI5. Yes, there are few projects where the CRM, the client needs the same CRM applications to be developed on a UI5, and the same thing happening to the WebDin Pro to the UI5. Yeah, Mohan, anybody can call me on this number, or WhatsApp on this number. Sometimes this number is giving me a problem, so in that case, ping me on the WhatsApp. We can connect on this. And the regular sessions, from tomorrow onwards, we are starting the regular session. So please, I mean, respond me before 4:30, 5:30. Sometimes it looks odd for me to call you and to disturb you back, my dear friends. So if you are interested, uh, you know please call me before 4:30 to 5:30, because let's everything goes on. Yeah, tomorrow we are starting with OData and gateway. Yeah, Tomorrow we are starting with the OData gateway. Ganapati will take 5 to 7 sessions on the OData and gateway. Then I will take care from the later onwards. I will start with the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Till that time, you can practice the gateway very well. And once we jump into the UI5, you can concentrate more on the UI5. Yeah. Any further questions for me? At 9 p.m. every day at 9 p.m. only, dear. These batch timings are already. I mean, couple of people has already enrolled to it. I cannot change the time, so it is 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. only. Uh, Maybe if it is not fine, maybe after a month I would be starting one more batch for at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So you can join that batch if you are not fine with this. Yeah, thank you, Mohan. Yes, hopefully everybody will enjoy it. Let's enjoy, my dear, rather than making it as a learning curve, a practice, that this. We will try to have a lot of fun. We will try to do many more things. With one of the batch, even I'm trying to create a home expenditure application end to end. Uh, So yeah, it depends on how we are coordinating with each other as a group. Don't know, a bet somebody might have a good idea, and as a group, if we implement it, and we may get a money. I mean, even that is one another scope. But ideally, I would say, you try to create one application end to end using UI5. That's how you learn the UI5. Uh, yeah, of course, within the training, you will learn the basics. So at least a quick startup will be there with the training, but you have to create your own application end to end. That's how you will learn yourself much better. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your time and questions. Hope we will be joining from tomorrow. Thank you very much, and yeah, see you from tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.